Hello guys, it is Creative Theories here, and today we are back looking at the Beaker Girls, this time reviewing episode 3. I really like this episode, so let's just get straight into it. But before we go any further, please make sure that you click the red subscribe button down below and have your notifications turned on so that you get notified every time we make any brand new videos. So this definitely was my favourite episode so far of the series. It wasn't perfect, but by far the best. But let's get the negatives out of the way first, because there are just a few things that I still didn't like. The main one being the fight scenes. They were just a bit weird and acted and filmed in a very strange way. These shows aren't afraid of fight scenes. The biggest one that comes to mind is in Tracy Beaker Returns, when Elektra and Sapphire have their fight on the landing. The fights in this episode looked really lame compared to that. You of course have Patience pulling Jordan's hair. The escalation for me just wasn't really there for them to even have a fight in the first place, and the way it was shot just made it look so fake and unrealistic. You then had Jess waking up Jordan later on while she's drunk, and again, it was done in such a weird way that it just made it look really strange and unrealistic. The other thing I really didn't like was the history clothes. I get making homeschooling fun, but it's the fact that Tracy and Jordan stayed in the history clothes for many scenes that just made those scenes more awkward than they should have been, as I kept getting distracted by the fact that Tracy was wearing clothes from the 40s while having to have a serious conversation. Oh, and the singing was also a bit strange as well. But those aside, there was so much to like about this episode. It gave me the vibe of Tracy Beaker Returns Series 2 Episode 3, where Tracy has to get used to living with Lily. Seeing Jess slowly get more angry at Jordan was brilliant, and it just showed that Tracy's current Tracy plan was not working. The arguments between Tracy and Peter were also great to see, as it shows that Peter kind of has more authority than Tracy, which is hilarious looking back at the two of them in the story of Tracy Beaker. Speaking of which, I hate Mrs. Cook, and I think that's exactly what the intention is, so well done for that. What I did love about this episode is it's the first episode in years that actually deals with some serious issues. Nowadays, the dumping ground and My Mum Tracy Beaker issues are so unimportant that it just makes the show feel very uninteresting. This, however, had some good and important moments. Cam and Mary being back was great, and seeing Cam say to Tracy just how serious Jordan's situation is, with Mary discussing things like trauma, is really interesting. Jordan being homophobic, there was elements of racism. At the school with Jess's story, there was elements of class differences, and something that the franchise has never actually done before. They've touched on it before, but never actually had a main character actually focusing on it. They went into drinking and drugs. Like, this is a really serious issue to go into, especially on CBBC, so I'm so happy but really shocked that they actually did, and the reasoning for it makes so much sense. It really develops Jordan's character more, and her running off and feeling so guilty about it, I thought was pretty accurate and heartbreaking. And this episode also had a great cliffhanger. We've been seeing for a while now Tracy dodging different phone calls and being very secretive. Turns out it was C. Martin, Jess's dad, and seeing Jess's reaction to her dad was epic, and it's getting me so excited for the next episode. So overall, this episode by far was my favourite one so far, and I just can't wait for the next few episodes. But anyway guys, that is the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure that you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And guys, let us know down below in the comments what you thought of this episode and what are you excited for next. And as always, we've been here on Creative Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.